We're joined now by our NHL analyst, Martin Biron. So, Marty, it was bound to happen sooner or later. This isn't the NBA, and a hockey team's not going to go 73-9 like the Golden State Warriors. So the Jets fall to 15-2 to start the year, suffering their first road loss of the season. Marty, what can they take away from a loss like this against a team with a championship pedigree?
Well, we're nitpicking here, obviously, because the Jets have had a really strong to this season. But here's the thing that happened against Tampa Bay the last time they played the Jets. And now in this game is that Tampa scored first in both of those contests. In the first 5 minutes of the game, the shots were 5-0 for the Lightning against the Jets. And the slow starts are something that the Jets are going to have to correct if they want to be a championship-type team, right? The Tampa Bay Lightning, back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, 3 times to the back-to-back champions and 3 times to the finals. And even though they lost some players, it's the same group, and they know that they have to start strong early in games against the top teams. When you look at that this year in 17 games, 9 times, they've given up the first goal in a game. And obviously, they're 7-2 in those 9 games, but you can't give the first goal in more than half of your games and expect to be a top contending type team. And they got the Florida Panthers now for a home and home series. So again, you're going to have the same type of pushback early in the game from the Panthers as you did against the Lightning. So the slow starts, you're going to have to correct that and make sure that you start with, a lot of shots, possibly a goal, and then you can push teams around the way that they've done all season long.
All right, so Eric Comrie was in net for this one, but let's talk about Connor Hellebuyck, because prior to Thursday, Marty, he had started 13 of the first 16 games for the Jets, including the last 5 straight. We know Hellebuyck's the type of goalie that wants to play a lot, but how important is it for Winnipeg here to maybe rein that in a little bit and perhaps give him some more rest this regular season?
Yeah, you're right, Glenn. And Connor Hellebuyck wants to play a lot, and he loves to play a lot in the regular season, but it's not about the regular season. It's about playing a lot in the playoffs. And right now, you look at the Winnipeg Jets and their schedule for the season. They only have 8 sets of back-to-back games, the least amount of back-to-back games in the National Hockey League. So you figure that that's 8 starts for Eric Comrie right there on back-to-back nights. But you got to find other starts for Eric Comrie. You got to get that number to maybe even 25 starts this year for Comrie, who played well against the Tampa Bay Lightning, has had a really good start to the season. But now they have a 3-game road trip. You have an emotional and physical game against the New York Rangers. This was the perfect night to give Hellebuyck a break and make sure that at the end of the season, maybe Hellebuyck is at 55, 58, maybe 60 tops. You don't want to go over 60. You want to save some energy, make sure he's rested for a long push in the playoffs. And I think that, now you can start to play Comrie even a little bit more because they build such a big cushion with the start to the season at 15-2.
Oh, well, Hellebuyck has started at least 60 games in each of the last 3 seasons. Hasn't quite worked in the playoffs, though, as we know. It's all about finding that perfect balance. Thanks, Marty.